Hello everyone, how is it going? Welcome back to another video on the channel today where we discuss Arsenal Football Club and the weekend's game where Arsenal take on Nottingham Forest at home. Without further ado, we'll get into it and just discuss the vibe around the club at the moment. Going into the game, the international break has just finished and Arsenal players did really well on that international break. Madueke scored yesterday for England. A very nice goal where he put a deft finish past the keeper with his left foot going into the sort of middle right area of the goal is the only way I'd be able to describe it. Not only that, Declan Rice did what Declan Rice does and got 2 assists from set pieces. One of them was an out-swinging corner, which is very rare for Declan Rice to do, where he put it onto Harry Kane's head. And the other one was a free kick in-swinger where he put it into, I think from memory it was Konsa, but it was a very good pass. Ødegaard, obviously building back his fitness, was also sensational for Norway. He got man of the match, I believe, or maybe like second man of the match to Haaland, but he did get a goal and 2 assists with, I think it was 8 chances created, which is great because firstly he needed the confidence and secondly it adds to his sort of match sharpness. So good all around. Merino also of course got a hat-trick for Spain, the absolute bagsman that Mikel Merino is. So really good stuff from Arsenal's international players. They're gaining confidence, gaining form, etc. Gabriel Martinelli also apparently had a good game for Brazil in the first game, but didn't see action in the second game. So overall, we've got, from the looks of it, no injuries. The only one that could potentially be an injury is Calafiori. He usually starts at left back for Italy. Apparently he was on the bench for them in their second game and didn't come off the bench. So hopefully there's nothing really wrong there. But going into the Forest game, the main talking points are, of course, the fact that ex-Spurs boss Ange Postecoglou has just been announced as Nottingham Forest manager. He is obviously good friends with Marinakis, the Forest owner, and they have made the decision, rightly or wrongly, in my opinion wrongly, to get rid of their old manager, Nuno Espirito Sancho, who also obviously did manage to get European football with Forest, overachieved massively with the squad, and he had a very set brand of football. So Forest under Nuno was very much known for that low block defensive football where they'd catch you on the counter-attack with their quick wingers. It's night and day difference to what the Ange Postecoglou way is, whereas Ange likes to play front-footed, high attacking football, very quick and direct with a high line. Doesn't like the low block approach at all, and he likes to attack at every single opportunity. It's kind of relentless, high pressing football. That said, I do think Ange is a decent manager. I just struggle to see how the composition of the squad, especially in the centre-backs in Milenkovic and Murillo, will cope with such a high line because they are very much box-placed defenders, really good at heading the ball out, really good at playing with the backs to the wall, last-ditch defending, and Milenkovic especially in the England game was sent off against a high line when Harry Kane managed to get in behind. And if we can try and expose that, especially on his side, his inability to get in to defend sort of a high line, then we should be on for a result here. So the two managers that Forest have had have very mixed philosophies. The game is kind of an unknown. We don't know if Postecoglou will do the sensible thing and continue with a defensive line, at least for this game, or if he's going to go straight in with his philosophy and try and get the team set up to attack at every opportunity. It remains to be seen. You got to also look at it this way. I'd imagine all the players did really like Nuno, and it was kind of a siege mentality at that club. They might not be too keen on the owner changing manager, so they might be a bit demotivated going into it, so that it could be an opposite manager bounce. But we will only see how the Forest team react, sort of, and how they set up with the game at kickoff at 12:30 on Saturday. So that is an interesting point going into it from the Arsenal perspective, because then it also would obviously look at how Arteta is going to set up the team. Do we go thinking that we're going to have all the possession? Do we go thinking that we can exploit a high line, or do we go thinking we're going to face a low block? We don't know. And with that, I will give my predictions ahead of the game as to the first team in which I would personally pick. I would go with David Raya in goal for obvious reasons. He suits Arsenal's playstyle and is an amazing goalkeeper. In the back line, I'd go with Jurrien Timber at right back. There's doubts of Ben White's fitness, so that is why I've made that choice. In the centre-back pairing, I'd go Mosquera and Gabriel. Obviously, we know that Saliba picked up an injury. I wouldn't want to risk him if he can play, so we'll give him that extra week off. Hopefully, he could be back for Man City. I very much doubt it. Calafiori, as I said, I think he's fit. If he has any injury doubts, obviously bring in Lewis Skelly here. But if he's fit, I think Calafiori adds that chaos to our attack line that we need. And I just think that he's better against a winger that could take you on than Lewis Skelly. In terms of the midfield, I think the midfield three picks itself. I'd go with Zubimendi, Rice and Ødegaard. We know the positions of a double pivot of Rice and Zubimendi. Rice a little bit more advanced, and Ødegaard in that creative hub in 10 and try and get him to continue his form that he had for Norway. In the attack line, I'd go with Madueke on the right wing. He was sensational for England, and I think he can continue that form and hopefully continue the sparks that he showed against Liverpool. He is blistering, and I mean rapid. He's the quickest player at the club, I think, by a country mile. In the striker position, I've gone with Gyökeres. There were some people online I saw saying Marino should probably play there, but we've got to play Gyökeres into form. We've got to play him into the team and get used to playing with him up front, especially with Kai Havertz out. In terms of the left wing, I think that it will be a first start for Eberechi Eze. I think that Martinelli will come off the bench. But what I would like to see, this won't happen, is Martinelli coming off the bench and either playing in the 10 role or like that left 8 role, or a striker, a bit more central, because the reason for it is Martinelli really is good at ploughing into space and running off the last man. And when he's at the left wing at the moment, he's asked to play a bit too wide, in my opinion. And I think we need to get him in areas where we can really help his attacking play. And I've been thinking about it as a shadow striker on that left sort of 8 role. I actually think he could really flourish. So I would like to see that if we like winning 2-3-0, sort of for the last sort of 20 minutes of the game, bring Martinelli on for, say, a Declan Rice or an Ødegaard or whatever, and let him just play behind the striker and run, because he does play number 10 for Brazil on occasion. So it would be very interesting to see how he could do for Arsenal. I do actually believe he is technically gifted enough. He's not good in tight areas, though. His gifts are more long ball dribbling, taking a touch, taking a control to bring it down, and then attacking a player at speed. He doesn't have that sort of small step dribbling that, say, a player like Eze, Madueke, Ødegaard necessarily has. But we'll wait and see. That's the lineup that I think that we should play going into this Forest game. Let me know who you would play in the comments below. Thank you for watching, of course. Thank you for all the support. We have reached 194 subscribers, which is absolutely phenomenal. Let's try and reach 200 as quickly as possible. So let me know in the comments below your team lineup, your prediction for the game. I think it will be 2-0 to the Arsenal. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.